What's happening, guys? Today, as you guys can see from the title, we're gonna dive right into things. Is an eBay knockoff China turbo any good? Let's find out, man. So the culprit for today's video is gonna be my 2JZGTE. I built this car on the channel if you guys want to go ahead, and I have like a full playlist as well as a full 12-minute time-lapse video. I'll try and link that up top or down below. Give me a subscribe if you guys want. We have a lot of cool stuff going down. 1JZ drift car, 1,000 horsepower, 2JZ street drag, incredible customer car. And then we also have a G35 out there that's getting swapped. My IS300 is actually getting traded for something tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be very exciting. We have a CTSV out there that's pretty cool, but we might be trading that to get some funds for the shop and the projects. We have another Z out there, we're getting another Z. There's just a lot of stuff happening, man. So stick around, hit that subscribe button. We're doing big things out here. All right, guys, so like I said, 2JZ power plant. All the work I did myself. It's came a long way from when it was a factory automatic NAVG, I'll tell you what. So the culprit for today is gonna be this guy right here. This is a Twisted Motion GTX35 76R. Obviously that name is very, very familiar sounding to you guys, the GTX portion. A GTX is the code name for Garrett's turbo line. Now, a quick little rundown on this little guy. The retail for this, I believe, is $950. So this is not a cheap turbo. There are many, many cheaper options out there, but we're gonna dive into maybe as to why it's more expensive and reasons, and we'll, like I said, once we start driving this thing very, very shortly, you guys will see what I'm talking about, and just I'll give you guys a good rundown. You'll have a good feel for how it performs. So this is like a 60-ish, 62, 61 millimeter turbo, like 62 inducer, 61, I believe, X-ducer. It's a T3 flange, so it is kind of choked up right now. It is maxed out currently on ethanol. We'll talk more about that soon. The rear housing, I believe, is a T371. Pretty small. I really would like to upgrade that, but at the time they did not offer T4 housing, so it is what it is. They do offer them now. They also have a V4 version of these turbos, so you know, if you guys, after watching this, you guys like what you see or whatnot, you can go ahead and check them out. But basically just trying to compare them to like a Garrett, Precision, Borg, Holset, the more so like trademark names in the turbo industry. So let's go ahead, let's fire this thing up and let it warm up. We have to actually go get some ethanol, some E85. Currently, just a quick rundown on this engine. I'll give you guys a full mod walk run if you guys are interested in that, but it is a stock 2JZ. It's never been opened. I'll give you guys more of a rundown once we start driving as to the power and more of the mods. But yeah, let's go ahead and fire this thing up, let it warm up, and I actually have to move that CTSV that's outside real quick though, because it's currently blocking me. So let's go ahead and do that. This thing is dead. Great. Well, my ethanol content's kind of shit right now, but you gotta love those ethanol cold starts, man. Huh. Okay, it's alive. It's alive. I don't know what that was all about. I just kind of like floored it while I started it real quick. You know, she's pretty talkative. This is sold as a dual ball bearing, so it's a pretty responsive turbo. Let's go for a drive. If anyone has a 2JZ power steering pump, let me know. This car has like no power steering, it kind of sucks. So yeah, we're just gonna go for a quick little spin. I just got some fuel, filled up with some E85. So quick little background on this car. I'm gonna try and, it's gonna get pretty warm in here, no AC currently. I know you guys probably cannot see my RPM gauge, but it's okay. I will move the GoPro and kind of bite it in my mouth and off the mount so you guys will see. So I really want to get a good representation of how this thing spools up. I thought we were gonna bottom out there for a second. This car is super low. These roads out here in Texas, at least around here where I am currently, I just got gas and new Braunfels. So man, brutal. my boost gauge, I lit it up in yellow so you guys can hopefully maybe see it. It goes in increments of 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 obviously, but we'll stay around the 25 to 30 area. So that gets me into like the power of this car. Oh God, okay. On 82% ethanol, I think it was 81 or 82% on a Mustang dyno at HP Logic on a super hot day, we made 460 to the tires on 26 pounds. Now currently, we're probably gonna be making around 445, 450 right now currently with our content, because the map adjusts based on the content. I think there's a weird kind of vibe with these eBay China-ish turbos. However, I do not believe every component on this turbo is China. I do believe Twisted Motion makes some parts in-house, if not in-house in the US. So, however, this is still considered to be like a budget turbo. You guys get what I'm saying? So this kind of applies for all of the eBay China turbos that are more so on the budget side. So you can drive this thing perfectly normal. I'm 2600 RPM right now, and I'm just gonna stomp on it a little bit, and I'll see if I'm in 6th gear, by the way. I'm gonna see if we can get any boost building right now. So I'll go down to 25. That's a good place to start. All right, I'm gonna stomp it now. So right around 2650, we start to see a pound of boost. Now, again, we are on ethanol, so you may not see as quick of response on pump gas, but that's just when it starts to build. Now, let's see when the fun starts to happen. I'll probably start around the 2500 RPM area again, probably 4th gear, and then I'll basically I'll show you guys the RPM in relation, and you'll get a good sense for how this thing responds. Clearly I picked a pretty bad date to do this. There's trucks everywhere. Welcome to Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Literally, I am the only sports car. I have not seen another sports car here. It's literally all trucks. All trucks. Mention is this car does kind of fall off boost in between shifts. We are not running a blow-off valve. That is the one main downside about not running a blow-off valve. If you guys are thinking it ruins turbos, honestly, this for being a non-big branded turbo, the wheel has no shaft play, literally zero. And I've probably put a good 10,000 miles. I mean, it's been to Florida and back. You know, I used to live in upstate New York, as you guys probably know. So this thing has seen a lot of miles, and damn, it's holding up really good. Explains it. A little bit laggy, you know, for a T3, pretty small frame turbo on a 2JZ. I know the compression on this motor is 180 on every single cylinder, so if I have one downside, you know, yeah, it is a little bit laggy for my liking, you know, for what I was expecting. Dual ball bearing. Once it gets spinning though, it's pretty damn aggressive, but I feel like it doesn't kick on pretty hard till about 4,000. Now correct me if I'm wrong, any 2J guys out there, I'm sure you're watching, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but if you do have a bigger turbo, I'm really curious to see where you guys start to really feel your hit. I want to upgrade a little bit because, like I said, this turbo is currently maxed out, and I don't really want to run race fuel or anything like that, or, you know, so I kind of want to go ahead and get a bigger turbo. I'm thinking of the GTW38 something, and it's like a 67 millimeter, and it retails for about $11.50 plus the hot side, the housing. So not a bad deal, and those things apparently are pretty beastly. Watch a lot of motive DVD videos, and man, they do some pretty cool stuff with that turbo on the RB26. So it would be really cool to see how it performs on here. But yeah, I figured I'd give you guys a quick rundown, and hopefully this kind of helped you. Down low, it's kind of laggy. The 2J does its thing on its own, but as far as the boost building, you know, it's not really there down low until about 35, 4,000. Also, just a quick heads up about the transmission, if you guys are wondering, and the rear end setup to figure out your gearing. Actually running a CD09 transmission and a 408 gear, which is from a factory NA automatic Z32. So still rocking the original 30-year-old diff in this thing. Woo! Well, right before I just bottomed out there, we got a huge flame. I could hear that. I gotta get a camera on the back of there. These roads though, damn. I would love to get sendy on these roads, but damn, dude, you can never tell. I'm still not 100% sure where all these dips and bumps are, man. This. That's 55, officer. Oh, my front lip is just taking a beating. Damn, VVti sensor keep losing sync, bro. I don't know what that's all about. Well, that was just a 60-mile round trip journey to get ethanol, man. Damn. If you guys could, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button. It would help me pay for this ethanol. But actually, good news, guys, good news. We got all these tanks over here, and fun fact, this little guy on the left here is gonna be filled with that corn. So we'll actually have some ethanol on tap. Oh my God, there's like a parade of horses going on. What is that? All in all, pretty decent setup. I mean, if you guys have a different like off-brand turbo, definitely let me know how yours responds and how it acts on a stock 2J. Like I said, completely stock, bone stock compression, bone stock cams, everything. Nothing has been opened up. It is literally just a 2JZ from an importer. Shout out to JDM in California. And you know, just a cheap manifold and a cheapish turbo. So it's a pretty decent setup. I just have like some bolt-in, drop-in OEM style 825cc injectors, and they're holding up really well, honestly. They're doing everything I need them to do for the ethanol and stuff like that. So, however, I am kind of at like a limiting point right there as well. So fuel system and my turbo are basically my limitations for power right now. But all that will be upgraded very, very soon. Once the 240 is on the streets, this thing starts to get a tear down and it goes in for version 3 basically of the setup. So, well, I mean 2.5, kind of 2, 1.5, 2, I don't know. It's just a whole, we're gonna upgrade this thing, so it's gonna be good. I'll have a link down to Twisted Motion's website if you guys want to go ahead and check them out. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.